If you haven't heard about Anchor, let me tell you about it. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free, and there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
The best part is that Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many more. And you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast, all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hey, you're listening to the Speaking of Music podcast.
Hey guys, so if you listened to our Shawn Mendes episode, you know what this is. This is our album versus album. It's not a new series. It's been here for a while, but it is only the fifth installment. Yeah, fifth installment of it.
It's not that easy to find good albums to match up, so we're pretty selective with which ones we do on the podcast, but we really like the series.
And we do have more coming up, so if you like these, you're in luck. Stay tuned. But today we are going to compare Shawn Mendes' self-titled album versus his newest album, Wonder. Wonder was one of the first episodes we did on our podcast way back in season 1.
Which
we don't
talk about it.
Please don't listen to that episode. Our opinions have changed. Our podcast structure has changed, and we are better.
But if you want a good Shawn Mendes episode to listen
to the one that was released 2 days ago. That one.
That one. Okay, so let's just get right into it, and we are putting these tracks head to head in the order of the track list and deciding which song we would choose if we could only take home one.
So the first matchup, the first tracks of each album, In My Blood versus Intro, the intro from Wonder.
Okay, I chose Intro.
I chose In My Blood.
And I chose In My Blood.
I think this was an interesting choice. I can understand why Anusha chose the intro, because the intro to Wonder absolutely eats. It smacks. It's so good. It is so great. It is so good of an intro. It should have been a regular song, but it wasn't. However, In My Blood, she is an icon of the times.
Yeah.
And she is also a great song. So,
yeah.
I wanted to see when I was trying to, make this document and match them all up if I could, tweak it so that we didn't have to use intro, because it's really not fair comparing a not full song to a full song.
Because they're just different vibes.
But both these albums have 14 tracks, so I just left it as 1-1.
Yeah, but I chose Intro just because, as Sophia said, this song is just so good. And I wanted
no, it makes no sense. Anusha was the OG intro lover. I remember when we listened to Wonder the first time, and we were listing our top 5 or something, and Intro was number 2 for you.
Literally,
I had it at number 5, but
yeah, I think I had it in the top 5 too.
Okay, so the next matchup is Fallin' All in You versus Wonder.
I chose Wonder.
I chose Fallin' All in You.
And I chose Wonder.
This was hard, okay? It was hard for me. The new knowledge I have of the way that song is structured kind of elevated that for me. If you asked me a few years ago, maybe I would have chosen Wonder because I didn't understand Falling All in You.
Sophia was not knowing. Did not understand. Right. I chose Wonder because I just enjoy the song more. Yeah. I remember when it came out as the title track of the album. It was a single. Yes, mm-hmm. The lead single and also the title track of the album. And I was having a great time with that song. Every time it came on the radio, I was like, this is a great song.
I love Wonder.
It just blew everyone away.
Me when I wonder what it's like to be loved by you.
It was just an incredible song.
Oh my god, and the music video too.
With the dance that people learned.
So good.
Okay. Let's move on. So the next matchup is Where Were You in the Morning versus Higher. Okay. It doesn't matter because all of us chose Higher. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. We agreed our first time during this episode, but we have more.
We have a decent amount of agreeing in this, but yes, we all chose Higher. Okay. I just liked Higher. It was more interesting and compelling to me.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting.
Even though it's not that high on my Wonder ranking.
That changed for me recently. Maybe a few months after the episode came out, I went through a huge Higher phase. I was like, yes, I can't get much higher.
Yeah, it's a really good song.
Why wasn't it a single?
It's so good.
I put that on my playlist of songs that could exhibit world domination if given the chance to be a heavily promoted single.
Sure.
Greedy is also on that playlist.
Greedy could have had everyone on their knees. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next pairing, which is Nervous versus 24 Hours. I chose Nervous.
I chose Nervous.
And I also chose Nervous. So
Another agreeing moment.
I just love Nervous so much. It's my favorite song on that album. But
this one
also, I just didn't like 24 Hours as much.
This one was a little hard for me. I liked 24 Hours. Nervous is the better song.
Yeah.
It is the
true.
song I would listen to more.
No, I agree. I like 24 Hours, but Nervous was my favorite off of
Comes out on top.
Shawn Mendes. Yeah.
Okay. Next matchup, Like to Be You versus Teach Me How to Love.
This one next matcha. Just like next matchup. So I chose Teach Me How to Love.
I chose Like to Be You.
And I chose Teach Me How to Love.
I think this was harder for me than it was for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, me and Anusha both went through like a really bad Teach Me How to Love
that
phase.
song, the chokehold that song had on
too.
us. Yeah.
I think it's time to accept that song should not be as high in my rankings as it was at one point in time.
I agree.
It was number one at one point in time, and
But
I'm
you know
unashamed.
what? Teach me how to love.
Yeah.
It was so like catchy and like
Shawn's disco pop
encompassing
era.
of
Hello?
This
that.
song, okay, but you know what? Like to Be You had a death grip on my heart for a long time. So
Sure, we'll accept that.
We'll accept that. Sophia.
Okay. Next up, we have Lost in Japan versus Call My Friends. I chose Lost in Japan.
I also chose Lost in Japan.
And I chose Lost in Japan.
Lovely. Our third agreeing moment of the episode.
She held the title of that girl for a little bit on this
Yeah.
album. You know,
Of course.
Nervous obviously will always come out on top. Duh.
Yeah, but
Like she had a moment.
yeah,
in
Lost
time.
in Japan was like the song for a good while, and we talked about that in our Shawn Mendes episode already. But the song was just so good, and it had such a hold on almost everybody in 2018.
And I also remember in our Wonder episode that, at least I did, but I think we all had something to say about Call My Friends. Was it just me or was it
No,
no,
I
no.
liked it. I defended Call My Friends.
You
I remember.
defended it, but like
Like-
it didn't end up on the top for
No,
any of
it
us.
didn't end up on the top, but I also didn't defend it like that hard, you know?
Yeah. Like, it's okay. I should call my friends and go get high. Okay, you go do that.
It's like
You don't need to let us know.
you do you, babe. Okay.
The next matchup is Particular Taste versus Dream. And I chose Dream.
I chose Dream.
This was definitely the hardest one for me. I struggled with this, but I
Yeah.
ended up choosing Particular Taste.
And you made the wrong decision.
No, I
You
didn't.
made the
No, I
wrong
didn't.
decision.
She's so
Dream about you.
She just goes
about
right
you,
for the-
about you, about
She
you,
just
about
goes
you.
right for the face.
about you, about you, about you,
She-
about you.
she.
The wrong decision has been made.
All right, you know what? No one loves you.
No one loves you.
She does.
No, she doesn't, because she has particular taste, so she doesn't love you either.
She loves me.
Okay. Yeah, this one was not hard for me.
This one was
But
bad.
Dream was okay. I know you like Dream even more than I did, so
I love Dream. Okay.
Not enough, clearly.
yeah, clearly not enough.
No. What do you mean? It's probably no. It's second on my.
Go. Well, clearly you don't love it enough still.
Okay, but then yeah.
You're
Particular
just a-
taste.
You're just a hater.
Okay. And what about it?
Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's
We're
move on.
gonna move on to Because I Had You versus Song for No One. I chose Because I Had You.
I chose Song for No One.
And I chose Song for No One.
That makes sense. Vic is kind of a loner.
Good. That was so uncalled for. That was so uncalled for.
Okay, I also slandered Because I Had You just a tad bit in our episode. Like not like bad things to say about it, but just where I put it on my rankings.
I definitely know that Victoria and Sophia like Song for No One a lot more than I do. And that's not to say that I don't like
remember
it.
that. I
That's
remember
not to say
that.
that I don't like it, but I just have more love for Because I Had You.
Some things just never change. Sometimes Vic and I will die on a hill that Anusha's just not willing to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that right around when we recorded our Wonder episode, maybe a little after, I had like this big Song for No One face, and I was like, this song, it hits so hard.
I think there was something about like song and then it came out Song for No. Like the way it like layered was really nice for me.
Yeah, I liked the I liked how the production choices paid off in
Mhm.
Song for No One. So yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know if the next one is a question.
Yeah, I was about to say this is definitely the easiest one. Why versus Monster?
Guys, we all chose Monster.
Guys, don't you just love Monster?
We spent 40 minutes talking about why Monster is the worst song on the planet in our Wonder episode. Our Wonder episode was like 5 hours long, okay?
Yeah.
And then we spent like
it was
40
so long, and half of it was just like, we hate Wonder. We hate it. We hate it.
No, and we literally like we went off on Justin too, like Justin's songs, and then we went on 30 minutes
was
like
so
listing all the
bad.
Justin songs we did.
Okay, this is why you can't listen to our Wonder episode. So don't do that, but definitely
think-
listen to our Shawn Mendes
I think we
episode.
do need to revisit that in our hot takes episode.
Yeah, we need to give Wonder the justice it deserves. We are going to move on to Youth versus 305.
This one was not that difficult
Not
either.
no, it wasn't. Because 305 is one of my favorite songs on the planet.
My
Yes.
sister loves 305.
We all chose 305. It just is a better song.
It's 305, and I'm on a roller coaster ride.
Okay. There's not much justification needed, so we're just going to move forward to Queen versus Always Been You. I chose Always Been You.
I chose Queen.
And I chose Always Been You.
Okay, because I had a little bit of an issue with Always Been You during our Wonder episode. I had the idea that it was like Wonder, but just not as good.
Yes, I remember
I
that.
did not agree with that.
I remember that.
But I like it. I think I like it better now than I did back then. And I also had a really strong emotional attachment to Queen. So that
Yeah,
was my real justification.
I don't understand it, but I can accept that you had an emotional attachment to Queen and that it will be your favorite. But
you know, Sophia in 2018 was someone you didn't want. You don't want to revisit that phase, you know?
right,
The bob.
right.
The bob, the unibrow.
I was a little scared of you.
The
in
neon
2018,
clothes.
but it was in a good way. I was a little threatened by you.
I was threatening.
Shut up.
I'm really surprised I didn't have a Warrior Cats face. Like, actually genuinely shocked. Like, looking back on that, I was like, she would have been a Warrior Cats girl.
No, but anyways, I chose Always Been You because I am a lover and an admirer of this song. There are so many production elements that I love, and in our Wonder episode, I was
Yes.
fighting for my
Yeah,
life.
You were fighting. I liked Always Been You.
You know what? I will say, I love the part where it's like, it's always been you.
Yeah, and he's just screaming. It's like,
Always
it's
been
always been you. Always been you.
I love when he just starts screaming. I love when people just start screaming in their songs. I'm like, yes!
Unleashed. They have been uncaged.
Okay. Well, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
The next matchup is Perfectly Wrong versus Piece of You.
I chose Piece of You.
I chose Piece of You.
And I also chose Piece of You.
One thing we definitely strongly agreed on was how good Piece of
Piece
You
of
was.
You was so good, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever gotten
Everybody
over
wants
that.
a piece of you.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's so good.
Yes.
It kind of reminds me, I couldn't put my finger on it during the actual Wonder episode. It kind of reminds me of Another One Bites the Dust.
I can see
I
that.
can
I
agree
can
with
see
that.
that.
Like, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Right?
Another One Bites the Dust is also like
It's like one of my favorite songs
so
ever.
good.
Because Freddie Mercury knows how to scream. He knows how to belt. He knows how to do
Yeah.
those things. Okay. Anyway.
Okay, moving forward, we have Mutual versus Look Up at the Stars. I chose Look Up at the Stars.
I also chose Look Up at the Stars.
And I chose Look Up at the Stars.
Actually, you know what?
This one was really difficult.
Out of any of these pairings, I think this one was the most difficult because I really like Mutual.
Mutual. I
Yes,
need to know
this one
if
was
is
pretty
mutual.
hard.
I had to put like my past self away to make this choice. I had to just think about how Look Up at the Stars makes me feel. Like they're like
Yes.
pieces of
Feel.
art. Like it's so sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I love Mutual so much, but then I also know that any sky or space references like automatically get me, so it doesn't even matter what the song sounds like. Like,
Don't get me down.
you know what? Look Up at the Stars could have been like the worst song on the planet.
That song is good. I'm tired of people saying it's not.
Okay. And the last pairing, the last tracks, the closing tracks of these albums, When You're Ready versus Can't Imagine.
I chose When You're Ready.
I also chose When You're Ready.
And I chose When You're Ready as well.
Okay.
Is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
No, 6.
1, 2,
7.
7.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We agreed on half of this. That's pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
For 3 people
Right.
to agree.
And one of them being Sophia.
Yeah, shut up. Anyway, I love Can't Imagine, and it makes sense that it was the closer to Wonder.
Right.
But also, When You're Ready, it's so it's so good. It's like uplifting. It's just like
I know. It
has like a little bit of my heart is like wrapped into that song, it feels like.
Yeah, I just think that When You're Ready has more like emotional appeal. Like it just creates more emotion.
It also has more merit as a song, just in general.
That's true. Can't Imagine is kind of like Wonder did that whole like intro and closer thing,
which was really good. It was
right. It worked for the
elevated
album.
the experience, but When You're Ready, it just can't be touched. She just can't be touched.
Yeah. Okay. With that, let's reveal the results. Unsurprisingly, these results are kind of anticlimactic. I'm not gonna
lie to you.
Okay, so Wonder was the winner for me.
9 to 5. Shawn Mendes was the winner for me. 9 to 5.
It's also 9 to 5.
I work a 9 to 5.
And Wonder was the winner for me, 9 to 5. So we all had the same ratio. It's just Sophia's ratio was in the opposite direction.
I'm a Shawn Mendes fan through and through. Okay.
Sure.
And I think it makes a lot of sense that me and Anusha picked Wonder, or it added up to Wonder for us.
Okay, I went through a little denial phase after Wonder came out. I was like, yes, Wonder is my favorite. Because I guess at the time it was new and it was exciting. But it's marinated now. It's been almost 2 years.
Wonder was such a culture shock.
Right? It was a culture shock. And I can see that fully now that I loved it. I loved every minute of that era. But something about Shawn Mendes is just so untouchable to me.
No, but Wonder will always have a really special place in my heart because it was the beginning of my music that's not Ariana Grande.
Same. It was Wonder and Plastic Hearts for me. The first
and Rare.
I'm a Rare lover. Like I get that it has flaws, but
no,
don't talk to me about them.
Okay, yes.
Thank you guys so much for sticking around. We are so excited to do these episodes. If you have any other suggestions for these kinds of matchups, definitely let us know because we have a lot of fun doing them.
Our Instagram is at the Speaking of Music Podcast.
And our TikTok is at Speaking of Music Podcast. So, as always, we'll see you next week. Bye.